Hey guys, welcome to another train simulator video. We are back on the saga of the Powder River Basin. The very, very lovely Powder River Basin by one Tomcat, which you can get on Railworks America. You'll need quite a few add-ons to get this going, one of which is the 3D Trains Tehachapi, which I'm not sure if it is still kind of in deep sleep as far as being able to be sent out to people. I would advise not trying to purchase it at this moment in time unless you know for sure that it's being sent out. But if anything, I'd check the 3D Trains forum. But anyway, we're going to keep this thing rolling. We are about halfway through the entire map of this. Well, not even, because there's still the South Morrill, the UP lines and all that good stuff down south. So we're close to about halfway. It's quite an undertaking trying to cover this whole map and route in itself as best as I can anyway. But if you're new to this, first of all, welcome to the channel. Second, if you want to know a little bit more about this map and what you're going to need for it, I would highly recommend going and checking out the first video I made of the route itself. That way you'll get a little bit more information on how to get started, essentially. But we are sitting here watching a empty head down to the mines on the Orin Subdivision. This is where it's all at. This is where all the mines are at. So we'll go ahead and take a peek at the map here. So this is Donkey Creek. This is where we left off on the last video here, and we are merging south. If you continue west, that goes to Gillette. This up here has got quite a few mines as well, but for the most part this map is largely unfinished. I don't know if any of this is going to be finished at all. The map in itself is a work in progress. So we're not really going to check that out because it's just essentially terrain and tracks and signals and things like that. I'm just really going to check out the more finished parts today because this Orin Subdivision is huge and there's a lot to look at, so I'm going to try and condense it as best possible. But anyway, the Powder River Basin is a geologic basin based and stretched across Montana and Wyoming, about 120 miles wide and 200 miles tall. It's obviously known for its extensive coal reserves, which host 8 out of the world's, I think, 10 largest open pit coal mines. This area right here is kind of sparsely populated. It's mainly a grassland. I think a few years ago this area produced 430 some odd million tons of coal. That is a freaking huge amount of coal. But also recent years saw natural gas production in the region as well. Some freaking fracking, if you will, trying to, I guess, source out other, ways of getting stuff aside from coal, because sadly this place is dying. And in the next probably 10, 20 years tops, this will probably be a ghost land, a ghost town, a ghost route, if you will. It's already kind of heading that way and has been over the last couple of years. But roughly 40% of the U.S. that uses coal come from this region, the Powder River Basin, and it is it's an interesting place. It's very magnificent. It's large. It's just crazy. These open pit coal mines here are just absolutely nuts and just massive. It's a sight to behold watching these massive coal trains go to and fro. But anyway, we're going to take a look around the map as usual. So we're going to try and skip around here. We're starting at Donkey Creek Junction, heading southbound on the Orin Sub. And it's pretty up here. A lot of this area is pretty much finished. So again, that's Donkey Creek back there. You can kind of see the shops through there, the building. But there's some, I guess they're still considered buttes around here. They're not really mountains, but it's a very, very pretty area. And he has pretty much faithfully recreated this area As far as I can tell, if you look at GPS maps, videos, everything, it's legit. It's pretty much one-to-one. And of course, I mean, all the little things. Naturally, the grass. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this. The grass and the shrubbery and all that look fantastic, and that plays a big part in it for me personally. But little things as well, such as these ranches, look really nice. You got the driveway coming up. Got your Super Duty. Got a semi back there and a Jeep. But yeah, all these little ranches look great. Little worn down bar. Got a U-Haul. Which a lot of these assets that are required for this route are really, really needed. And definitely wouldn't be the same if they were replaced or just flat out missing. That's what makes this route so incredible, is just the little tiny details. It looks like a living place. It looks like the middle of nowhere. I mean, this region up here isn't too middle of nowhere-ish. I mean, the further south you go, it's like crazy how desolate it is. Little town down there called Bill. It was named after, we'll get to it anyway, but it's a little town named after a doctor and his wife moved to this town, and a lot of people in the area were named Bill. The doctor's wife met a lot of Bills, and so they figured something about naming the town Bill. So, yeah, it'd be about like having a town called Bob, I guess. But got another ranch here, and bridge. And just the sheer sight of trains that these people probably see on a daily basis, as a rail fan and train nerd, is magnificent. Got some haystacks over here. Looks like this truck's dropping off some hay bales. Very nice. I'm sitting out here in the field, or they're baling it up anyway. I don't know why they'd set out random hay bales like that. It usually goes in a stable for livestock and whatnot. But you got all these little dry gulches as well, which were created very nicely. You got trees around them, little ponds. It's just a gorgeous area. This route is largely finished up here. The Orin Subdivision is largely finished until you get about to anywhere about 50%, maybe halfway down the Orin Sub in itself. And it's a little bit more sparse. There's still some scenery that need to be created and placed down and things like that. But just these crossings here, just this stuff right here, this crossing, if I'm not mistaken, this whole model, these assets right here, came from 3D Trains to Tehachapi, and it looks great. This rusted ass fence, a little padlock on the chain there, the 3-track sign. Well, that's not the 3-track sign. There's one around here somewhere. The painted tops on these fence posts here, like, it looks legit. These are some really, really nice assets, and that's just a sight right there. Just that fence going up the driveway to that house up there. It's very nice. You got the power poles as well. Be a nice view looking out of that house there, across the buttes or the hills. And then, of course, all spread throughout. I mean, this is natural resource country out here. So we got some oil derricks. These things are all over the place on this map, as they are in real life. And they're cool to see bobbing up and down, pumping dinosaur guts out of the earth, if you will. But it's just a bleeding lovely piece of scenery out here. It really is. It's gorgeous. The further south you go on this line, it doesn't really get flatter, but the hills and the buttes become less sharp. And it's still hilly. There's still quite a bit of grade. I think the train that we left behind there is crawling up about a 1% right now, if it's not rolling back down already. We'll get down track level here. Yeah, you can see there. And of course, again, I mean, everything's placed fantastically. The whistle boards, the speed signs, the signals, everything. Did the train stall? Okay, no. All right. Good deal. The old fence over here and the weeds growing up all along the fence to where you can hardly see it. I mean, this this is what I imagine it. You know, I've never been to Wyoming. It'd be great to go out there, but this is how I imagine it looking, and it feels natural. It feels right. Just looking around this map, it's a train simulator miracle, if you will. But it's gorgeous scenery, especially up here around Donkey Creek. Got some more of this dry river down here, this dry gulch. A couple of ponds, probably reservoirs for these farms and ranches and whatnot. Of course, you got the arms and the crossings as well, which do work. They are animated and they do make sound. Another big ass ranch over here. They even got hedges. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, you'll see this in a little, you know, BFE areas. Little ranches with the hedgerows lining the driveway. It looks legit. It looks so good. And it just goes for miles and miles and miles. Look around. There's some huge storage tanks way out there. It's not some bad scenery to look at. That is for damn sure. Of course, the bridge as well. And this is another thing that I'm always kind of just frothing at the mouth over. These bodies of water on this map. Like, this is how you do it. This is what bodies of water look like for the most part. You know, rivers, creeks, lakes, things like that. They've got, you know, flora all along the shore side. It's not just, you know, blank terrain down into the water. And not only that, but he hasn't done it here, I don't think I see so much, but in a lot of these bodies of water he'll place some grasses and bushes and stuff like that as well down below it to just give it a little bit more texture instead of just, you know, because a lot of these bodies of water are not going to be, you know, just bare-assed at the bottom. They're not clean. It's mud and algae and all kinds of other stuff. But just every time I come on this map, I cannot imagine having to place all this grass down. I mean, even the huge, what is it, like 100 meter by 100 meter squares that you get in the editor, even still, I mean, this is on another scale. There's literally nothing else like it that I know of anyway. Anyway, as you can see, it kind of flattens out. It'll keep on going through there. There are some very, very beautiful curves as you come down through here. Almost horseshoe curves, lots of S's, chicanes and whatnot. And it's nice watching these coal trains creep around it. But anyway, so this is it. This is pretty much the junction headed south. Like these culverts down here on that ditch. That looks nice. So next up, we are going to head down to the coal mines. All right, welcome to mine country. This subdivision, the Orin Subdivision, hosts most of the open face coal mines on this route and in the Powder River Basin IRL as well. Now, you'll have to forgive me if I get some of these names wrong of these mines, because they've changed hands over the years to different companies, management groups, LLCs. As well as a lot of them have closed and are continuing to close, and they have been limited pretty much by the government to only be able to produce or sell certain amounts of coal per year. But we are at the first one up It is the Caballo Mine, which Caballo means horse, if I'm not mistaken, in Spanish. So we were about up here. It continues this way all the way down, and you'll meander down to the mines. And each one of these funky-looking balloon dealios that you see here are all coal mines. Every damn one of them. And they're massive. The largest one in the world is on this route in itself. So that's what's so special about this route. Even though coal is going away, this is, you know, going to be preserved in time, in kind, for Train Simulator. And that's very neat. I mean, these trains are massive, and there were a ton of them. But this is the Caballo Mine. Got two trains sitting here, one getting ready to load, one loaded, getting ready to head back. The Caballo Mine, I think it's owned by Peabody Energy. They began mining in 1978. And it's a surface mine. Now, what that means, those of you that may not be aware, surface mines, these aren't caves, as you can see. It's not like the hills of Appalachia. You know, it's not like in a cave with a freaking pickaxe and a headlamp type of deal. These massive dump trucks and excavators kind of dig it out of what it's formed in the earth in sort of like a bowl. So they'll just dig deep, you know, down and down and down. And some of the walls of these mines are like hundreds of feet deep. So it's pretty crazy, and it's a massive, massive operation. This mine here sold almost 13 million tons of coal by itself in 2019, so just a few years ago. But again, it's triple track mainlined all the way down, which is another very cool thing about it. I'm pretty sure it's triple tracked all the way at least down to Bel. South of Bel to Shawnee, I think it's twin track. It might be triple track, but again, like all the signal gantries and everything still look fantastic. All the signs are here. Begin CTC. You got your propane tanks, couple of lights. I mean, it looks amazing. And then, of course, the service roads. This is one of the things I feel like makes this route looks phenomenal, is the service roads, or the maintenance roads that line the tracks in most of this route. It cleans it up. You know, I feel like it looks much better than just terrain butted up, you know, next to ballast, if you will. So anyway, Caballo Mine. A lot of this is placed, like I said, this is not a finished route. This is by means not a finished route. It is getting close to being finished, if you will. I mean, this is a massive, massive project that Tomcat's undertaken here. I mean, it's work just going through the route, looking at it, so I can't fathom putting the thing together. But anyway, right here, you can see the coal on the ground. This is where the loader would be. There's not one placed here, although there are 3D assets. There's not one here for whatever reason. You probably just hadn't gotten around to putting it here. Either that, or I'm missing the asset myself. I don't think I am, though, because there's a few that we'll get to that actually have the loaders. So anyway, this is where the trains would creep through and load up. Got a lot of just stuff lying around, pipe, a couple of nice buildings, some big ass tires for these dump trucks that you'll see in just a moment, some barrels, main offices. Here we go. So another misconception about these mines is it's basically right where these trains load, which is not the case. This mine in particular, you can see these roads kind of going off into the distance. That's where these pits are, and you can see this army, this convoy of these massive, these things are huge. They're like, I don't know the exact number. They're like 300-ton trucks or something. They're freaking massive, and they're awesome. But even as a child, these things were just, I mean, look at this thing next to this building. It's like something you'd see on Mars in the future. They're badass. And this whole area is filled with these things in the game and IRL. But you can see the convoy kind of headed that way out to the pit there. So anyway, this one is mostly done. Again, this is the Caballo Mine. We'll scooch on down. This is the Bel Air down here, Bel Air Mine. I think Black Jewel LLC owns this one now. This one has changed hands a million times just about as well. Got a nice bridge here with the road going underneath. They sure as hell weren't going to put a level crossing in an area like this. These trains don't stop. Well, they didn't anyway. So we'll scooch over here. This is probably my personal favorite mine on this route because it's mostly complete from what I can tell, but you can see 2 tracks going in, 2 tracks going out. A lot of these mines can service like 2 and 3 trains at a time. It is insane. But it's got a little bit more of a pull off here, and as you can see, it's kind of starting to load in. Got some old ties laying on the side of the road here, just dirtying it up a bit. You know, these places are not clean. They're not spick and span. So we got a train coming in to be loaded up. Yes, I did put coal in these gondolas already because I moved this train about a couple of times just messing around. But this is pretty much what a finished coal mine is going to look like on the Powder River Basin and in real life as well. A couple of water tanks right here. And I love this pond here, this irrigation pond with this pipe sucking the juice up, going all the way to wherever the hell it goes underground there. A couple of tanks. Got some transformers down there. Some kind of yard office there. The actual like gate to the facility is this right here. Yeah, here it is. So he has literally created this. It's almost like he's traced Google Maps. I mean, it's one for one. So that's the guard booth coming off the highway back there if you want to come into the mine. Again, a lot of these pits are so far from these loaders that you won't really see them in the game. It would make no sense at all. I can completely understand why he did it. It would make no sense at all to put them in, you know, if they're like a mile away, because you're not going to see them. But this is a Caballo Mine, I think owned, nope, not Caballo, Bel Air Mine. I just chewed my tongue again. It was opened in 1972, and sadly, this is one of the ones that have recently closed. It closed in 2019, a couple of years ago. In 2009, it had 406 million tons of coal reserves, still just within this property, on this acreage. It is also, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest mine in the Powder River Basin, shipping over 570 tons total. Essentially, the company that owned this and ran it, Black Jewel LLC, went bankrupt. And a lot of people lost their jobs, sadly, and all that. So it is no longer in operation. But this map, as far as I can tell, isn't meant to be, you know, modern day. Tomcat started this several years ago. So even then, I think it's meant to be in possibly the late 90s. But you can pretty much make it how you want it as far as placing trains down and whatnot. But the facilities are here and they look awesome. So these, of course, go and fill up these silos here with coal, and they drop down into these coal guns. And it looks awesome. It's just a massive, massive operation. I mean, everything's so big at these places. You know, the buildings, the tractors, the freaking dump trucks, the cars. Like, if you're in a car and you're having to drive around, you've got like a big-ass flag, like a 20-foot high flag with an orange thing at the top, you know, basically letting these mastodons know that you're down there driving around so you don't get squashed. A couple of random bags and boxes. Got a little reservoir over here. I think it's actually part of a river, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what it's called, but it looks nice as well. But this is, like I said, I think this is the most complete mine on the map right here, the Bel Air, and it looks nice. It looks really good. You can definitely roll a train through here and load them up. But these assets look awesome as well. Very, very nice. Very nice. scooch back over here to the main line. There's a couple of stuff that sits here, so we've got some rail and whatnot. It's like maybe a BNSF high rail, a Porto shitter, a couple of random cars sitting here for whatnot, some tanks, yada yada, some more ties, a couple of Colgons, probably bad orders. Got some more tanks just over here. Another oil derrick. I love all these rocks right here. Like this, the thing about this map, like in these regions, they change from 1 mile to the next most of the time, and it's just this little area right here is definitely unique with those rocks. Got another bridge. Even this bridge looks great. The bushes under it, the way the rocks are placed, the coloring of the terrain and the road, the little dirt road here. It's gorgeous. Damn gorgeous. Got another oil derrick up here. Alright, let's see. Which one is this? Yep. We're way down south. I think this one is Caballo Rojo. But see, I've got the name mixed up with this one as well, which I'm not entirely sure if the name is correct. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so we're on mine number 3, heading southbound on the Orin Sub. This one, in the game, like I said, these companies have changed ownership many, many times. So the name may be different on this one. It's listed as Caballo Rojo, but I think it was Cordero Rojo, which began operations in 1976, around the same time as all these other mines. But they were kind of extended on their mining operations from the government to permit annual mining capacity of, I think, about 65 million tons, which is not as much as they would like, most likely. Now, this little place in the foreground here, the mine is actually back there. This place in the foreground is called Nelson Brothers. Now, this is an interesting place, and I couldn't find a whole hell of a lot about this place, honestly, but I do know that it serves tank cars. Now, Nelson Brothers is a company based out of somewhere in Alabama that deals with essentially just transportation, explosive materials, and things of that nature. So I've got some tanks set here. This facility has been fleshed out very, very nicely. It looks great. There's just all kinds of stuff sitting everywhere, from these pipes to bags of trash to just scrap. I mean, this like this isn't going to be any different than any other place, you know, that's made nice scenery wise. Like it's all amazing. I mean, even just the way the trucks are placed, you know, they're not just perfect little ducks in a row, you know, one to one with each other. Just the way that is looks amazing in itself. You got the loading or offloading facilities here. I'm assuming loading. Some more tanks sitting over there. It's a nice looking facility though, for sure. This one's got this little nice covered area. And the actual offices. So here are the trucks. See, I'm not entirely sure if this is just some sort of transload facility or they... I'm thinking what may happen, because if when I looked this place up, it said they didn't handle hazardous materials, which kind of confused me a little bit. But you'll see these fuel trucks here, and I thought, well, maybe the fuel trucks, you know, feed the mines, the equipment at the mines, if you will, which kind of makes sense, right? I would think anyway. So that could possibly be what it is, but it's something you could do, you know, besides just bringing coal up and down the corridor here. As you can see, it's much more flatter and grassy. I mean, it's not very flat, but it's a lot less sharpish than the northern bit and the southern bit, which we'll see in another video. But again, it's gorgeous. It is just very gorgeous. The actual office for this Nelson Brothers company is down there. There's a bridge, and it's down some access road back yonder. So, but anyway, this is either the Cordero Rojo or Caballo Rojo. It's one of the two, but anyway, it's not as finished as the Bel Air. I don't think there's much here, as a matter of fact. We'll take a look. We got some more oil derricks and tanks as well, which look great. Yeah, so see, unfortunately, this one is just one of the ones that's not fleshed out. You can see the terrain is, you know, good to go. Like he's... you know, he's got it laid out here for when he wants to plop down the rest of the assets. But that's another big mine. The next is, let's see, we'll scooch down south here. We're just going to try to jump around these because this is a long subdivision. I don't want this to be a terribly long video. Most of this is fleshed out scenery wise. Until you get farther south, I think it's a little bit more sparse. Got this nice overpass here. Here's another loop here as well. Another bridge. Some more oil derricks. I mean, just the little tiny details. These rocks. All right, so here's the next loop. This one, let's see what it says. So this is Cordero. So I think it's part of the same mine. Again, there's nothing here, if I'm not mistaken. It's just kind of bare. There are some assets here, which look very nice. Here's the loop itself. The actual mine would be over that way. And the loader would be somewhere right about here, I'd imagine, where this split is in the tracks here. But some of the buildings are here. I mean, if you've got the assets, you know, you can certainly place down some of these on your own. I've thought about it myself personally, just to kind of fill it out a little bit and save it to the route. Another dry gulch here running through. Get back on the main line. I think next is Coal Creek. See, let's look how the scenery is starting to change. It's starting to look a bit more arid, like it's lower in the terrain. It's lower in geology, if you will. Like the colors are looking more sandy and rocky and less just earth and dirt. I don't know what I'm talking about. It looks different, though. It looks very different. It's nice, though. I mean, it's a change in scenery. It's not just looking at grasslands. Now, here's one of the pits here. I don't think that is... Yeah, where's that Y? Where's that Y? I think the Y is down yonder. Yep, okay, so there's the Y. So this is one of the pits here. So this is a very, very faithful and badass recreation of what goes on at these open face mines that he's placed here. So you can kind of see they dig like in a bowl. They dig these trenches and they start getting the coal out of there, and then they'll just take off down to the mine, load it up on the conveyor. It'll get sifted and cleaned up a little bit. It goes right in the back of a train car. I believe this might go up to the Cordero mine if you follow the road, but he's got a bunch of stuff sitting down here. These big ass loaders dumping into these big ass trucks. And it just keeps going. Like, some of these mines are just absolutely massive. And you can see the backfill kind of piled up back here in the background, which is very nice. Like, this looks amazing. Like, as far as an open face coal mine, I've never seen anything like this in Train Simulator, that's for damn sure. But there's other little access roads down here as well. So this is the backfill back here. So essentially what I think may happen is they're just going to keep digging this way or down. But that's very cool. So you can see some of the operation there. That's what it looks like. There's bits and bobs all around the map. Let's see, which one is this? What does it say? Yeah, this is Coal Creek. Okay. Coal Creek. So it's got a Y. It's off to the other side this time as well. And this one goes quite a ways. I love this bridge right here. The first time I saw it, this looked awesome. I don't know why. I just, the bushes and the rocks and this creek down here and the train bridge and the car bridge, you know, going cockeyed underneath the train bridge. This is an awesome looking area right here. All right, we'll keep scooching. Transformer, here we go. So here's another one. This place, sadly, depending on how you look at things, of course, you know, like Greta, per se. Poor little Greta. This place is slated for closure this year. I'm not sure if it's already closed or not, but it's slated for closure in 2022. And it was one of the smallest mines in the basin, so while this will pinch someone's pockets, it wouldn't per se as much as like some of the other mines out here that are just absolutely chungus. I couldn't think of another explanation, but yeah, so this is Coal Creek. It's not finished as well, sadly. There's some buildings out here as well, some facility. It's one of the smaller mines, got a little spur there. But the scenery, the terrain is there. You know, it's ready to go. It just needs the buildings, basically. It just needs the assets. But I mean, just doing this terraforming on this map, like, look at that. I couldn't do that ever. I mean, this is just it looks amazing. This is a very unique thing for Train Simulator. Another bridge here is quite a big butte. I like big buttes, and I cannot lie. I couldn't help it. All right, so we're continuing on. I think next up is Black Thunder Mine. Keep on scooching. It's still, oh, here we go. There's a nice butte there. It's flattened out quite a bit. So it's still beautiful scenery out here. It really is. It's like we got some sort of farm or ranch back yonder. A mobile court, I believe they're called. Alright, we'll keep scooching. We are headed south. Got some more tanks there. Some more oil dirks. Like this as well. This little tunnel under the tracks here. Yep. Dug under. That's very nice. All right, now I am not sure what this place is. I totally missed this. This is a bit of a shocker. Where the hell are we at? WGP. WGP. Is that what this is? This has got, okay, sweet. I didn't even realize this was here. I tried to lay this all out in a nice orderly fashion, but damn. This is cool. I didn't even realize this was here. Okay. Surprise. Whoa. Whoa. Feeling like Mad Max Fury Road. So yeah, this looks like some sort of liquid, some sort of natural gas facility, I'm assuming here. This is cool. I literally just realized this was here. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Tons of tanks. Not a open, naked flame hazard at all. Got a couple of trucks here. Some cooling tires. Yeah, this place looks all right. Cool. Okay, I didn't know that was here, so this is something you could definitely serve. Yeah, wow. I feel like a total giant dingus. I love all this spare stuff down here as well. It looks nice. That's cool. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch it. Not even gonna say anything. What do we got here? All right, so wow, I did not know that was there. That's cool. Okay, good deal. I'm gonna have to dig into that a little bit, but it definitely looks like some liquid petroleum products, which is starting to kind of come into the area. Again, it's another one of those things that's hit a lot of speed bumps. Some people ain't down with it. Some people are. Fracking. Frickin' fracking. Alright, so what do we have here? BT Dub Y. And that's a Black Thunder. That's what the BT is. Now, this is a huge mine. If I think this is what this is. Got the highway going down here. Train sandwich. So here's the Y. So, okay, this place, that's what it is. That's right. Okay, so again, it's not finished, sadly, yet. Hopefully it will be at some point. The loop over here that we're seeing on the left side of the main line right now, if I'm not mistaken, this is where the loading process takes place. The actual mine is over here, and this doohickey right here, so he's got it set up. This is the conveyor that comes from the mines where the trucks, you know, dump it into this, and it comes over and dumps it into the back of rail cars. Look at that. Look how long that thing is. That's awesome. But anyway, this goes across, and you can see the placement here of the concrete. This goes across up and over these tracks and will eventually come right here, and I believe this is where the loading takes place, is on this side. So it's a very cool operation. I hope to see that finished at some point because that looks very nice. I'm not even sure if it can be done. I guess it can. I mean, it's train sim. You know, people have come up with a lot of crazy stuff over the years, just making stuff work. Got all kinds of extra stuff out here as well. Rails, ties, boxes, all kinds of stuff. So here's part of the mine here. This is massive again. The Black Thunder mine, I think, was the second most productive coal mine in the U.S. ever. And it opened in 1977. The mine's dragline excavator, which is what this sumbitch right here is called, they've got a name for it, and it's called Ursa Major, the largest working in North America and third largest, just started another language, third largest ever made in the world, this thing right here. But essentially it strips overburden from coal, which is just fancy way of saying it purifies it, gets all the crap out of there as much as it can anyway. But look how long this son of a bitch is. That is insane. Just keeps on going. What's going on in here? And then here's the dumping station right here. So they just dump it all in right there, and it sucks it right up and shoots it over to the trains. That's so cool. Just industry on this scale is very intriguing. It's just it's crazy that stuff like this is possible. Maybe some sort of backfill mountain, but this mine is massive, as you can tell. It goes all over the damn place. Let's see. So there's a loop there, and then there's a loop there. That's right, okay. It goes way back off the main line. just huge. Huge, huge, huge. So some of the facilities, again, here are completed. They are all not, sadly. I'm not entirely sure what this bit is. It may just, because a lot of these mines have like a north and a west and an east and a south. But if that conveyor is running out, so it keeps trains from having to come all the way the hell back in here, which could take, you know, hours out of a run, out of an operation, then I think they just moved it over closer to the main line. Or this place back here just does something totally different. But it keeps going down this way. Another bridge. Damn, can that dump truck fit under there? Yes. Just. Barely just. Maybe that's how they get the nice flat coal. It flattens it out right there going under the bridge in CTC. Just to see even the signs place. Like, he didn't forget to put stuff like that where this will not be CTC controlled. Got some tanker trucks. Another facility back here. Got some different stuff here. I don't know what these are, but that looks cool nonetheless, just the way everything's placed. Maybe this is a facility for the trucks. Maybe work on the dump trucks themselves. But you can see this big doggy here probably dumps coal. But it's got a balloon loop as well. It's a ton of trucks over here staged. I mean, this place is huge. Black Thunder Mine. It's like one of the main damies on Powder River Basin. Just stupid huge. All right, let us continue. Getting a little more flat, a little more sparse. I mean, you got to keep in mind this is a very, very lowly populated area. Now, I think the next couple of mines are Antelope, which are also just stupid huge, or NARM for short. Yeah, I think that's what these are. Just a straight shot all the way down. Another bridge. Some sort of facility over here. Looks good. This looks so real. I mean, every time I'm flying around, either in a train or just flying around on the damn 8 key on this map, it's just too legit to quit. You can see the terrain is a totally different color here, more sandy. Let's see where this goes. This looks a bit unfinished, so that's missing the terrain underneath the bridge there. Where does this go? I don't know if I checked this one out or not. Oh, hello. Another huge pit. Jesus. So this looks pretty much ready to go. It just needs the black terrain down here for the coal. Maybe some trucks, I guess. Just flipping huge. And you got a balloon loop as well. This is where it would be loaded, I would imagine. So I think this is North Antelope. I'm not entirely sure. They've changed names, but I think this is one of the ones that have stayed over the years. Essentially, this facility, all of these next mines we're going to be looking at here are the largest coal mine in the world, producing 85 million tons in 2019 alone. 85 million tons. And they got started in the game late. They started in 1983, which was a very, very good year, might I add. Wink, wink. But it's a combination of several mines, and they employed over 1,000 people at some point. So it was a massive operation, and one of the definite chunguses of the Powder River Basin. This and Black Thunder, of course, aptly named for the fauna that prance around the region. Antelope, which are very prominent out here. Let's see, Naco. Let's see, which one is this? Did I just miss one? That looks nice. There's culverts there. Very nice. A little bit more flat. That's interesting. Like an old, Huh. I wonder if that's supposed to be filled in. That looks, like it's supposed to be old. Old spooky cave. Now you can see here the grass is starting to change. We got totally different kinds of grass. But just look at that color. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. So it just changes from 1 mile to the next, pretty much. Here's another mine here. It's right by the damn tracks. Jesus. As well, this one is fleshed out pretty good, as you can see. Very nice. They just keep digging. Do a layer, dig. Do a layer, dig. So this has got to be part of the, this has got to be Antelope North, I would imagine. I mean, look at that. Good God almighty. Huge. What an operation. Whoop. All right, this Y. What is this? That's not it. Let's see. No, that's not it. Where are we at? I'm getting lost now. We got some other stuff to look at. I don't think we're quite that far. Here it is. This is the NACO, I think. Or it says NACO. Rochelle. Yeah, so this is Rochelle, North Antelope Rochelle, or NARM for short. This area looks really great. Again, totally different types of scenery. You got some rock, different kinds of grasses and bushes. The terrain itself looks different. Even this road here, you know, it's not just the usual like sand colored road. Sort of like over here. Looks a little bit different. Very nice. The area has been set up and it looks very, very good. We'll go ahead and scooch on out that away. Oop, let it load in. There we go. This is some gorgeous scenery. Jeez, just coming out of these freaking mine leads are just gorgeous. Look at the scenery, man. That's awesome. Sauce of the awesome. Awesome sauce. Lots of trees around here, surprisingly. So this must be a more hydrated area down here in these valleys. Just realizing that, all the damn trees. Quadruple track. Look at this. Largest mine in the world. And it goes and goes and goes. As you can see, it's not completed, the scenery out here, because it's a lot of scenery also. And this is it. This is the balloon loop. I think this is the Northern Antelope. And there's no assets here, but that's where they will be. I mean, just look how far this goes. This is insane. My poor computer is having a hard time keeping up with all the scenery. Just this gulch down in here too. The different shades of green and the trees. It looks amazing. Got a couple of dead trees down in here. See, look, even little things like that. Look at that. That's awesome. So they're farther out, further removed from the moist ground down there, right? So they're dying off maybe. I don't know. I'm not totally sure how that works. Nature. It's crazy. Quadruple bridge right here. That's hot. I love these bridges. Look very nice. Very nice. Alright, continue. You can see a bit of a river. Another dry gulch there. I believe some of this back here is supposed to be the mine as well. I mean, this place is huge. Just, I beg of you, go look on Google Maps. It's crazy. You can see it from what would have to be hundreds of miles up. It's nuts. Now look at this. Totally different scenery back here. Well, this is nice. Who dis? Alright, it's just Antelope here. Just. You know, I don't say that lightly. Just Antelope. It's only just the largest mine in the world. But this is the main one, I guess. Maybe the first one that was here. I'm not entirely sure. The one we just were at was North Antelope. It is not finished, sadly, so there's not some stuff there. But God, this terrain, that is awesome. It's totally different than, you know, a couple miles north of here. There's one more down here, if I'm not mistaken. Four frickin' tracks, man. Pretty soon, I wouldn't doubt in several years if at least two of these were ripped up, and if it was just a double main, if that. So once again, the grass has changed. Totally different grass down here, as you can see. A little bit more wiry and dark, brushy looking. Flat AF. Look at that. That is amazing. The sight lines on this map are so cool. Just stunning. Just stunning. I mean, you know, even far removed from it being something for Train Simulator, just scenery-wise. I mean, it's just, I love just doting around looking at stuff on this map. It's just, it really is something else. Different grass. Another gulch. It just goes and goes and goes. It's like they dug through right there. Some square lakes. The rare and elusive square lake of central Wyoming. Even look through here, man. These rocks kind of stuck these poles through them. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. Very nice. Keep on zooming. Got the highway on the left-hand side now. Middle of nowhere. You do not want to run out of gas or petrol for my UK buddies and everywhere else in the world. Out here. Because that wouldn't be fun. Couple of stuffs here. Okay, so this is Bill. This is that little town I was talking about. B-I-double-L. Bill. Just like it sounds. Like dollar bill, y'all. You know, something like that. But tiny little town. Just in the middle of nowhere. And again, you know, if you look on Google Maps, this is legit. I think there's a couple of hotels here now. There's like a cafe, some other stuff as well. I think the hotels are here. But it's just a neat little area. It's got a neat little backstory. Now this over here, again, I believe, I'm gonna assume this is. I couldn't really find much on this either. I think it's BNSF office of some sort. There's definitely a fairly sizable yard here for, you know, for set outs of bad orders and whatnot. Though I'm not entirely sure. If you know, please let me know. Just judging by the radio towers, though, I would imagine it's BNSF or whatnot. Maybe UP, but most likely BNSF. I don't remember putting those there, but okay. So yeah, it's a huge yard. There's really nothing there as of modern times, I think, like more recently. So it's kind of a ghost town as far as that's concerned. But that was the town of Bel. Keep on scooching south. Here we go. Now this is another kind of cool little place here. So this, let's see, on the map it is listed as, nope, too far. Here it is. On the map it's listed as PLM, so I'm assuming that was Preferred Lease Management, which leased locomotives, you know, stuff of that nature. Their sign was PLMX, but I think now it's a Progress Rail facility, if I'm not mistaken. But it's another cool little place where you can bring bad orders and, you know, pick up fixed cars and whatnot. And it looks good. It's got some coal scattered around because there's always, you know, residue in these coal cars. Got a couple of switchers. Sadly, I don't think there's any PLMX stuff in the game. Not that I've seen anyway. That's okay-ish. So I just threw down some of these TBT SD60s here. But it's a nice little facility. Again, it's, you know, it's not just coal. I mean, a lot of these places serve coal facilities and whatnot, but it's not just coal that you can do on this route. But it's just a nice little facility here out in the middle of nowhere. Some axles there. And boy, it is flat. Look at that. It's like a damn desert. But again, cool little area. I don't think a lot of it is 100% finished as far as like assets and scenery wise. The farther you go down here, there's less and less stuff. You know, the tracks are there, the infrastructure's there, everything's there as far as that. It's just stuff like, you know, trees and bushes and cars and buildings and all that good stuff. But this eventually goes on down to, hello, what is this? I didn't know this was here either. Some sort of, it's got to be natural gas again. That's awesome. I don't think it's rail served though. Maybe some sort of transload facility. Got the trucks there, of course. I don't see a spur or a lead. Let's keep scooching down. Yeah, so sadly this is not finished. Most of the Orin sub is finished. I'd say maybe, oh hell, maybe 20% of it's not. Pronghorn. I don't even know what this is. Is this another mine? How did this slip by me? Got some facilities here as well. Alright. Get that crossover right there. That's so cool. I don't know why, that's just cool. Yeah, big tanks. This possibly is, judging by the pipes here, right? And the storage tanks there, this possibly could be part of that facility down there. I'm not really sure. It's strange as the lead only seems to go southbound and it doesn't have a Y, but those look like they're supposed to go into the ground there. But yeah, the rest of it, I think I looked over this place quite a bit. The rest of it is unfinished. Got a road overpass there. Getting a little more hilly again. You can see we're kind of creeping up on some higher elevation in the D-stones. And then we got grass again. So pretty much right where this road is here is where grass starts again. What in the hell is that? Another big facility going there. Got some storage there as well. Keep on skadooching. Yeah, so it just seems like that little area in the middle there is just not entirely finished. Well, not the middle, but say like the southern quarter of it. But this is Shawnee Junction, and this is where things start to get interesting again. So these two tracks here, UP Powder River Sub, which continue to South Morrill, and then if you go down this way, it's Shawnee Junction. And we have got all this to look at as well. But for now, that is it. Donkey Creek to Shawnee Junction, the Orin Sub, all the coal mines, and what's here as of now, right now anyway. But again, just this map, just the gift that keeps on giving. There's something different on every damn subdivision. I swear it's an awesome place. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for next time, and we'll see where it takes us. We're getting close. A little over halfway now, but that's it. See you next time, guys. Take care.